Hey there. Thank you for tuning in to the Matty B Files, the podcast that broadcasts Tokyo subculture. I'm the guy who does this podcast, Matt Bigelow. Saying host always, I don't know. I guess it's just a weird self-conscious thing. I'm the guy who does this podcast. I have the equipment. I schedule it. I produce it. I record it. I edit it. I upload it. Do it all. I even include uploading because that's technical stuff is actually the thing that takes the most time. Gabbing on the mic, that's pretty easy. Setting up all this technical mumbo jumbo, woo, didn't expect that to be so complex. Got to appreciate the engineers in life. They make things run. Couple of things. I wanted to thank everyone who came out to the last open mic, which was on October 19th, 2017. Nice, small, but talented group of musicians. I'd rather take small and talented than plentiful and hacky. So let's get some more numbers next time. The next open mic will be at November 15th. And again, this is a Tokyo thing at Asagaya at Gamuso. I host an open mic, an acoustic open mic for acoustic musicians to come and strut their stuff. You can bring your trumpet, you can bring a violin, you can do what many people do and bring a guitar. I try to bring some good mics, and I'll be I bought this really good camera microphone from Zoom, and I'll be bringing that next time. Let's see if we can get some good high quality audio and videos and upload that up onto wherever, man. Who knows what's going on? So that's November 15th. I'm actually going to keep this short. I'm getting ready to go up to a music festival in Tochigi. It's a friend of a friend who's now become a friend. He's a rice farmer, pretty much like an organic brown rice farmer, small scale. And he has some rice paddies up in Tochigi. And when he hauls in all of his rice and is finished with it all, he has a little music festival in his rice field. So local musicians come and people bring their local dishes, and it's like a bunch of Japanese hippies dancing in the rice paddies after harvest time. It's really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to try and do some recording up there. Let's see how that goes. Pray for us. Send us some recording karma, please. We need it. It's a lot more difficult than it seems. So today on the podcast, we have Yeti, Adam Jang. He is a rock and roller, the type that you would imagine. Long hair, loud voice, strippers, booze, drugs, everything. We talk it all very forthwith with his comments. I enjoyed the banter, and we're both from Canada, the West Coast, so I don't know. It's weird how the older you get in life, the easier it is, you realize, to talk to people who are from the same place as you. Anyways, so let's get into it. Anything else to add? No, I think that's it. Let's keep it short. The interview is kind of long, so enjoy it. Thank you for tuning in, and let's head on to, the song, Texas Tornado. We're going to profile a little Texas Tornado from Yeti, and if you like what you hear, you can check out, just type in Adam Jang and Yeti into a search engine, and you will get everything you need. Support the local music. We need it more than ever. We're living in a post-apocalyptic musical industry, and while there's a lot of good music out there, of course, the infrastructure is very foggy. It's really hard to predict where the music industry is going and where music is going in general. I can't see a trajectory, to be honest. There used to be systems in place, but I don't know about that anymore. It's really strange. But pray for your local musicians. Send them your local musician karma, and let's get into the podcast with Adam Jang, the guy who runs this, Matt Bigelow. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, yeah. Ripping like a Texas tornado, letting us slip down and weapon. Yeah. Ripping like a Texas tornado, fighting kicking and screaming. We are the masters of desire. We've been standing still for life. threatened by eternal fire, born into the edge of the night. Always spinning out of control, annihilate what we had. Destruction is our only goal, wrapped tight inside a body that dancing in the devil's den. Whirling winds begin to blow, dancing time and time again within the Texas tornado. Yeah, ripping like a Texas tornado, letting loose the demon within. Yeah, ripping like a Texas tornado, letting pavement and streaming.
And we're rolling. We're doing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how do you pronounce your last name?
My last name is Bigelow.
Bigelow, just like the Rob Schneider movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, Deuce Bigelow.
That was
Male Gigolo. Matt Bigelow, male gigolo.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Male podcaster. That movie was a game changer for me.
Oh yeah.
Because before that movie, I would always catch shit for having a weird name like Bigelow.
It's not that weird, man.
But it's words. It sounds like big and low, not like.
That's cool though. It's kind of a black name.
Yeah.
Kind of African descent.
Totally.
Yeah.
But people would be like, "Oh, you're big and low." But when that movie came out, and I had to show my ID at clubs and stuff, they'd be like, "No way, Bigelow, awesome, man." So I caught a lot of shit for that. My name actually before Deuce Bigelow. After Deuce Bigelow, fucking climbed up a few rungs on the ladder there.
Yeah, just wear like a glitter shirt and walk into the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Mr. Bigelow.
Yeah, I do have a pretty good glitter shirt. Mm-hmm. But we got the fucking hurricane alarms going. We got a Category 4 hurricane coming this way.
It's not here yet.
No, but they're letting us know in advance.
It's pissing rain right now, and this is not the hurricane.
No, this is the pre-hurricane show.
Sweet.
You hear that thing going off in the background?
Yeah.
I used to live next to one of those.
That's bomb.
No, it's not, because it would go off at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's kind of cool, though.
I was really confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your last name is Yang, I take
Jang.
it. Jang.
Yeah. Jam,
Okay.
jelly, Jang.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I thought it was Adam Yang.
Most people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
have
all
a
good.
song that's called Like Most People Do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There's a song called Rock You Like a Hurricane, but it's not my song.
Yeah. Should be though,
Yeah,
right?
I go to Vietnam and I pretend it's my song.
You're in Yeti.
Yes, sir.
Yeti is Y.E.T.
Well, no, that's what we were doing, so we didn't get sued for a little bit. But now I'm like, come on, sue me. So we took the whole name, Y.E.T.I.
Okay.
Because there was
Oh, that's good.
we started Yeti in 2012, and at that time, to my knowledge, there was not another Yeti band. But, you know, time went by and stuff, and we didn't become famous overnight, unfortunately. And now there's this Japanese band called Yeti who's super gay. And we decided to be like, okay, well, we'll be like the cool Yeti. And so now we're having a bit of a YouTube battle with the fake Yeti band. And then there's several other bands named Yeti now that popped up in the last couple of years.
Yeah, because of like certain like bands like Mastodon, and I know of Bison.
Yeah.
Do you know Bison?
No.
No. Kind of like a hard rock,
Sweet.
like stoner band. Not stoner, but you know, like instrumentally. Like there's for some reason like those post-desert rock.
Why is it called like stoner music too? Why is it called that?
It kind of has like just a bunch of dudes like smoking tons of reefer and like.
Yeah, but I do that.
Yeah,
I guess I'm stoner rock.
but it had like that Fugazi, not Fugazi.
Fozzie Bear.
Queens of the Stone Age, Caius feeling.
Oh,
to
yeah.
it.
Caius is rad, man.
Yeah. So it just kind of has like that smoky barreling down the highway at 2 a.m. Your car is rocking back and forth, and you got like people just like smoking tons of reefer in the desert.
Sounds like Vancouver, but without a desert.
Yeah, rainforest.
Yeah.
You know what? There was a blues singer from the South that had the same name as a blues singer from the North in like the 30s. Blackfellers. One guy went up to the North, challenged him, beat him up, took the name. It was his.
He actually beat his ass.
Yeah, he beat his ass. He got the name.
Sweet.
This is what Yeti should do.
I think
there
so.
should
It's
be
gonna
a
happen.
Yeti competition. No holds barred.
Okay.
Pipes okay.
All right.
Chains okay.
Hell in a cell.
Yeah, hell in a cell.
Yeah.
No biting.
No biting.
No biting.
Okay. We
Pipe's
gotta have some
okay.
rules.
No biting.
Right.
Yeah. Yetis don't bite.
You can kick them in the groin, though, right?
Yep.
That's okay, then.
Yeti's kicking the groin.
Yeah.
And then the winner wins. They get the name, and all of the other bands have to call themselves Pussy Fart.
Okay, I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Queefs of the Queen Age or something. Like
Yes.
Queefs of the Stone Age.
Queefs. Stone Age is too good for these people.
That's actually a better name. Queefs of the Stone Age. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of rotten queefs back then. Could you imagine those clammy twats queefing out that leaf stuff they used to eat?
Very fishy. Kind of smells like bonito flakes.
Bonito flakes, wet bonito flakes.
Wet bonito flakes.
Yeah,
And wet feet.
wet feet. Yeah.
Take some bonito flakes, put them in your socks, walk around, take them out, put them on the table, give a good sniff. That smells like the other Yeti band.
Yeah, queefs of the Stone Age.
Mm-hmm.
You're from Vancouver.
Yes, sir.
What's the Vancouver scene? I used to live.
Shit, man.
I used to live in Victoria, and there'd be like a decent music scene. I was part of it, and people, I would release a CD. I mentioned this, but it's not a big thing. Just back then, local news would come to CD releases and things like that, and broadcast it live.
Yeah, they don't do that no more, man.
So is the scene? The scene is shit.
It's pretty bad, man, in Vancouver.
Jang. Yeah.
There's 3 main clubs that you can play, and you can only play them once a month, and they don't want you playing the same circuit more than once a month. So you get booked into one of those 3 clubs. That's it, man. And then you got to go and play outside of town, right, and come back in that way.
What are the clubs?
The Roxy, the Rickshaw, and they keep on changing the name of the other place. It used to be called like Joe's or something now. I don't know what the fuck it is now. And then there's some smaller places you can play, but you're not going to get more than, 50 to 100 people to come out to that thing.
That's still a good number.
It's okay, right?
How many people go to the other ones?
You get 200 to 300 people on a Saturday night.
Wow, that's pretty good though.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But once a month, right? You're not going to pay no bills with that.
What's the yeah, no kidding. What is the average entry fee?
$10.
So, and how many bands play?
Typically 3.
Yeah, it's not enough to live on, but it's a good pocket.
Oh yeah, it's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good, part-time job kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna pay your rent with that kind of stuff.
No.
Toronto's a little bit better. Like Toronto's got a lot more fucking going on in that area. But yeah, it's not so great, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the other Yeti is of course a very popular band. What about other kind of bands that are popular in Vancouver right now, like in the subculture?
DJs, man.
Is it DJs?
Is it DJs?
Is it like club DJs or
Yeah.
stripper DJs?
I wish it was stripper DJs. I would go out to that.
Yeah. They play good rock music.
The strip club plays better rock music than the fucking clubs play, man.
It's really crazy. And the
Yeah.
radio too. I was surprised the first time I went to a strip club. I was like, oh, I actually like the music in here.
Yeah, it's bomb, man.
Yeah.
Best stripper I ever saw. She comes in wearing it looks like a taxi driver kind of thing. It's all, the outside looked like a taxi, all yellow and black and white checkered jumpsuit thing. She just comes out and
Digging
Rob
it.
Zombie comes on, right? Like dig through the butchers and she rips it off, right? Shakes her boobs around. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Second best stripper I ever saw. And the first one's only that great because she had Rob Zombie and shit. And she was like gorgeous, right? She was
Yeah.
like, the other one, I was up in Penticton. This little black girl comes in, right? Fucking has Tool, the band Tool comes on, right? It's got these little bowls full of kerosene. She lights them on fire and has this torch, like double-ended torch. Lights both ends of the torch and starts burning herself, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was rad.
That's a show.
Yeah, man.
That's a show.
Yeah, far fucking more fun than watching a band come up there and sing about
Flowers.
their girlfriend and flowers.
Oh, I was at this club a few months ago, and it was like a girl singer. She's like, "This next song is about what I see from my window when I'm at my cabin in the woods."
That's nice.
I'm like, what is that? Why are you dragging me here and making me listen
that's
to your
nice.
fucking window
What did
song?
she see?
I tuned the whole thing out.
Of course.
No, actually, I was in the green room. I was just shitting on her the whole entire time.
That's
that was
great.
Yeah. What other like his Yeti is 4 on the floor, uh, rock and roll, kind of glammy, a little bit bluesy. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, that first two records, I totally agree with you. They're it's straight ahead rock music. The newest one, we're kind of going a little heavier.
Okay.
We're in the heavy metal range now. And that new album is called The Way of Rock, and it's available now on iTunes and at our online store at www.yetirocks.com. That's yetirocks.com.
Okay, so I didn't hear any of that. I should check it out. What kind of influences do you have?
Marijuana, cocaine used to be that.
Yeah,
Not into that anymore, really.
that's good.
Yeah. Women who I love and then I don't love afterwards. Having my shitty dad, that's a good influence.
Yeah.
That's a good influence. Musical influences though, like AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Skid Row. That's my holy trinity
Sure.
of rock.
I thought I heard some ZZ Top.
Oh yeah, I love ZZ Top too, man.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's for when like you got to do something in the house, right?
Yeah.
You got to like fix the toilet. You put on some ZZ Top, right? You get down to business.
Yeah.
The Top is rad.
Yeah. And their production is so slick.
Oh,
and
yeah.
smooth.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm learning that a lot about like all these fucking meatheads that just look like total, like dirt bags.
Oh, yeah.
Their key gear is crystal clean. Their studios are perfect, and
Yeah.
the quality of the recording is top notch. And
Damn right.
they got people sticking microphones in the ceilings to capture like extra reverberations and things like that. It's like, wow,
fuck yeah.
these guys are the real artists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're bomb.
they're bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And when did you start playing music?
When I was 3, I got forced into classical piano until I was 12 years old.
Is that because you're Asian?
That's because I'm Asian.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
There's
man.
something weird about the Asians that like to see 3-year-olds playing Bach.
Some sick, twisted pleasure they get out of that.
It's a
right?
weird
They
one.
love doing that.
Yeah, my girlfriend too. She played a lot of piano when she was growing. She really liked it, but
Cool.
it's that whole thing where my 6-year-old has to win a national competition on the Bach playing a piano. It's
Yeah, or you beat his 6-year-old ass, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a miserable
why
time.
are the Asians so into this?
I don't really know. Like, why are they into tying bitches up and sticking octopuses up their pussy? Who fucking knows, right?
Yeah, that's a good.
It's a good.
Yeah,
Well, actually, no. That's not a who. Yeah. Everyone likes doing that.
there's
Come on.
somehow it works.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. Okay. And then when did you start guitar?
When I was 12 years old, I went to I want to call it a rich kid school. It wasn't quite a private school, but it's a privileged people school. And I was one of 3 Asians in the class. And I'd already done piano for so long. And I was too stupid to get into band class to play like trumpet or something like that, right? So they stuck me in what they call music class. That was when I was 11, and they have like wood blocks and tambourines and stuff. So it's for all the stupid kids, right?
Sounds fun though.
Right, like all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then the next year we got to play guitar, and I played acoustic guitar, and we'd play like Yellow Submarine, things like that. And I was horrible. I was one of the worst in the class. And we stuck with that for a little while, and every chance that we got to go play guitar, I would go play guitar. And then that started from there. When I was 16, my mom bought me my electric guitar. Thank the Lord. Mm-hmm. And I've just been on that since. I joined a band like 3 months after I got my electric guitar. Just friends from school and stuff, and we were horrible. We started playing clubs and bars right off the bat.
Yeah.
And this is before Facebook or YouTube or any of that crap. Right? You could just download porn, like off LimeWire. You could just start doing that.
Yeah.
So there was no social media. Or
Off of like
anything.
those P2P networks,
Yeah.
like the post-Napster, there was like a few different kind of ones.
Yeah. And Napster had just gotten sued and fucked by Metallica.
Yeah.
And we were still in the fuck Metallica stage, even though we were wrong to do so at the time because they were right.
They were right. Yeah.
And they saw all this shit coming.
Yeah.
But we were still, hey, fuck you, Metallica. We want our free music and stuff, right?
We kind of destroyed, inadvertently,
We totally fucked it.
destroyed everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of it had to come down. There was a lot of shenanigans on the recording industry's hands too. Like bloated industry, overcharging for CDs,
Yeah.
a whole bunch of executives that don't need to be there, that just want free blow and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Now we're like in this. I feel like we're in like a post-apocalyptic
I agree.
industry.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the music, totally. Like there's too many rules and regulations placed on it, and then we illegally downloaded the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like bombing Syria.
We raped the fuck out of it, man.
And now all of the copyright laws still exist, and we can't play our songs on YouTube,
Yeah.
or we get demonetized, or we
Yeah.
get messages, or you can't play that. So instead of that, people are like listening, for example, to podcasts, but even on podcasts, they won't be playing a lot of music. They're playing clips from politics or from media or stuff like that, that has like a clippable aspect to it. But, so music's, first of all, we fucked it. And then now it's being left behind because of all these strange copyright laws, and it's being shifted into streaming services, but I don't really use streaming at all.
It's totally like beating a little retarded baby and leaving him there.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It was a horrible fucking thing that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole distribution, but now, like, I get CDs from people, but there's not really a CD player in every room anymore.
No, I don't even see one here, man.
Yeah.
This is a fucking studio.
Yeah, I got one on my computer.
You got a
but
computer, right? Let's just stick it in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts about the current status of music? And
It's fucked, obviously, right? It's fucked, man. Music itself, like outside of the money aspect and all that, even then it's kind of fucked. Because now we're at the point where we're I have a lot of friends who own studios and stuff, right? And they've gone under.
yeah,
Everyone has GarageBand for free on their Mac, right? Or they download Pro Tools, a hacked version of Pro Tools, and they can record themselves now. And these are a lot of people who are doing this. Not everybody, but a lot of them who are doing this aren't at the stage where they should be recording. They should still be learning things like how to play in time,
yeah,
how to sing in key, how to write music, compose music. And now what we're getting is basically an uneducated product brought out to everybody. Not to sound incredibly pretentious, and everyone can play music. You don't have to be able to read music to play music, right? You don't have to go to school to be able to play music or join a band or anything. But what we're getting as a finalized product now seems to be unfinished work.
yeah. A lot of noise.
A lot of noise. And there's some genres of music love that kind of crap, right? Like, what do they call it? Post-rock?
Yeah,
Where they take a bunch of pedals and they make a bunch of fucking noise on the thing, right? Basically, it's just noise, like a bunch of fucking shit, right?
yeah,
The amount of bands I've seen going through the 7 countries that I've played in, a lot of the singers aren't singing in key.
that's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The drummers, a lot of you as a drummer would know this too, are not in the pocket.
yeah. A lot of them are too busy. Like they're trying to sound like an instrument, not like
and
a
you
drum.
can be busy,
Yeah.
but be in time and busy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like Ginger Baker, right? Incredible drummer, right? Busy as fuck. I haven't heard a Cream song where he's like simple fucking shit. Like I haven't heard a single one like that, right? But he's in time with all the shit that he's doing.
Same thing with Tower of Power.
Yeah, man. It's good solid shit.
Yeah,
It's all over the place, right? But it's good solid shit. And then you got the over-intellectuals who are educated in music, and they're on the other end of the spectrum. And then you got the guitar player who's like, well, we should play in 7/8, and I'm going to play the A Phrygian, That's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to go to T Dorian, right? Like, sip my
Yeah.
brandy, right?
They're like satellites. They're so far away
Yeah.
that no one's gonna even understand.
Yeah, and there's this far disconnect from people. It's like that side that's just playing what I see as themselves or other musicians. And then you got the really bad side of it, which is people who don't know what they're playing at all, and they're just being in a band for the sake of being in a band. Like it's like Sunday night beer league for them.
Yeah.
Except the problem, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I agree.
But the problem with that, well, some of the problem with that at least, is that these bands who are doing the Sunday night beer league are trying to put on shows that other people are trying to make a fucking living at it.
They're the new downloaders.
Yeah, I guess so. And so you got this mess, because then you have people who want to come see the show. Like, let's say you're a band, right? And you're with, like, you know, this two really crappy bands who are not in time, who are not in key. And the headlining band is this super pretentious band, like the worst Yngwie Malmsteen meets Rush you've ever fucking heard.
Okay.
And your band's in the middle slot there. The first two bands, the people are paying, they're watching this, and they're not liking this. It's not a good experience. It doesn't sound good, and it deters them from coming to see a show again.
Yeah, especially when there's so many more options.
Yeah.
Netflix and chill.
Oh yeah, jerk off at home, man.
Yeah,
Right? That's free.
Tap free games on your iPhone. Like that's a big
man.
one. Yeah,
Exactly. Go see a DJ, and go and hit on some hot chicks.
because they're dancing and they got belly button rings.
Ooh. Right.
Hey, and it's
belly button rings.
twinkling in the night.
Ooh. But yeah, so then they stop coming to see the shows. It's because there's other things that are better.
Yeah.
Like, and in the end, right? And you got the other problem, right? Which is the bars and clubs in Japan, and in Canada, in Australia, and parts of Europe, places that I've been, other than Vietnam, do not promote the show. It is up to you to sell tickets. It is up to you to do all the promotions and bring people in.
Do people still put posters up on telephone poles?
I do that kind of crap, but I don't see that a lot.
And I remember that would have an effect. When I moved to Victoria in 1999, there was so many people putting posters up on telephone poles, and I was like, oh, I want my band to be doing that too. And
Yeah, it's cool, right?
you would get like your friend to design a poster, and you'd put it up, and you'd kind of get competitive with the posters. Like, oh, that band had a great poster. We should do this way better, and it was kind of more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not that. That's not such a thing anymore.
It is in parts of the world, like in North America. Yeah, they still do flyering. They do more handout flyers in Japan, I find. I haven't been here that long. I've only been here 2 months and stuff, right? And I haven't done a lot of flyering or anything. But for the most part, people do it, but it's not as effective because social media is so much more in your face and instant.
Yeah.
And you don't have to walk from the bottom of Granville to the top of Granville with some fucking glue and some Scotch tape.
Yeah. The Facebook events page, it really is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is in some aspects, and in other aspects it becomes digital litter.
Yeah.
Because people just like, there's so many different events. There's so many things going on now, right? Mm-hmm.
But just to check where the events are.
Oh, yeah.
It's I find it's quite useful. It's one of the few useful things about Facebook. Reaching out to people and having a link to an event that has like a map and stuff on it.
Yeah, that's cool to have, man.
Yeah. In Vancouver, what other bands what kind of the styles of music are popular right there?
Other than the DJ thing, it seems that people are into a heavy death metal or grindcore, or hardcore kind of stuff, you have a small niche for that.
There's always that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing.
Metal lives.
Yeah, metal lives, and it is what it is. I like old school thrash metal.
Yeah.
Like I love that old like the '80s fucking thrash metal stuff. That was like Pantera and all that.
Sure.
That was rad shit.
Yeah.
Slayer even that was good rad shit.
Yeah.
Now I think they've with the whole sounding like Cookie Monster thing and everyone wanting to be like Me Want Cookie
Yeah.
on all the fucking songs, right? And all the bands, that being the cool thing, it's become very generic. It is our generation's Tom Petty. It is the run of the mill normal standard now to hear a guy be like Me Want Cookie and then have the double kicks. Yeah, going at fucking 300 BPM. It becomes like you got pretty girls dyeing their hair black and putting a billion piercings in their face and calling themselves metal to identify with something now.
Oh yeah, and
it's just
baby metal.
Yeah, it's just as gay as glam rock was in the 80s, man.
Yeah,
it's just as run of the mill, cut down the line, right? But you know, like if people enjoy it, then they enjoy it, and that's good. That's cool.
Yeah. What about like folk music or acoustic music?
That does well too.
It does it?
That does well. Singer songwriter, acoustic, single person playing or duos seems to get a lot of gigs. Like you can play cafes and stuff like that, and some of them do play the Roxy and stuff. It seems to be a safe payday for doing that kind of thing. I don't know much about it, right? I personally don't really do it unless like someone books me an acoustic night somewhere in between some shows.
Okay. Yeah, you got pipes, right? You like singing.
Yes, sir.
Are you one of those people that had to practice singing scales, or are you just one of those people that have pipes?
I sucked for years, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm 29 years old. When I started playing in bands and stuff, I would be like backup, hey guy, right?
Okay.
And I've done two records with other bands and shit where I'm doing backup vocals, and like I wasn't any good back then at all, man.
So you practice scales, like you practice singing scales and things like that.
Sorta, right? Like if I don't have a guitar with me, but
I can get you one. There's one right behind you.
Sure. So here's a. May I open this?
Yeah, the zipper's on the top there.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
So I'm not going to piss off everybody in the building right now, but I'll just do this quietly, okay? Okay, so that's E minor, right?
Yeah.
So for
the
singing,
guitar's out of tune.
what? Close enough.
Okay.
Close enough for rock, right? But if you're going to be like, if you want to improve your range and stuff, right? I found that like to turn your voice into a guitar is the way to do it. Like a lot of classically trained singers and all that stuff, they'll do like piano, right? And you're like, this is a hidden E minor 7, right? Like kind of a thing, right? But I'd use the pentatonic scale. Everything I do vocally revolves around the pentatonic scale.
Okay.
And so I'll start with like ooh, 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 yeah, yeah. Okay, and then I won't go too fucking like it goes all the way up, and then I hit the screaming note, right? But we can't do that.
You can give one screaming note.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So that's typically how I built my range and all that stuff, and how I learned to do that. That and driving in the car.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, driving in the car is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Right? You put on whoever you want to sound like. That's your teacher. So, for example, like Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, right? Listening to that since I was like 10 years old, right? You take that CD, you pop, or your tape, like cassettes. That's what I had. So
I missed the cassette.
It's awesome. You listen to it from front to back.
Yeah,
It's the way
you
to
do.
it.
Yeah.
And I was like, put that fucking thing in there, and that's your teacher. Axl Rose is my teacher for the day, and that's all you listen to, and like until you're sick of the fucking cassette, and you just go drive everywhere you got to go. Right, you got to go meet your dealer. You go pick up your bag of weed. You come all the way back. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking, right, and you'll learn to sing like that. Right. If you want to, you don't have to do it like that. Then you can like sing like, let's say Bruno Mars, right? Be like, I love Bruno Mars. I want to sound like Bruno Mars, right? And you put that in, just drive around and try to sound like him.
How long did it take you to go from person who didn't know how to sing to a person who knew how to sing?
8 years.
And so that was like, and so you feel only recently.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really.
Really?
And since 2014, I'd say,
Okay.
is when I can say that I've been a confident singer.
How many hours a week do you practice scales and stuff?
Well, right now I'm on tour, so like not that much.
Because you're
right?
getting
like,
a lot of that.
Like,
yeah.
like probably like an hour every day when I'm on tour. And then with the show, if I'm playing back-to-back shows like we were in Tokyo, then not at all. Like
You don't need to.
I'll warm up and then we play the show and then I go, right? But if I'm at home and I'm not gigging, I'm like either recording or I just got a blank month, which happens to musicians from time to time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then I'll be in there like a full-time job, man. I'll sing like 8 hours a day. No 3 hours and then eat some food, get stoned, do another 3 hours, eat some food, go out, do my shit, come back home, sing for 2 hours,
Wow.
3 hours until I gotta stop because I'm gonna piss everybody off by 10 p.m.
Yeah.
and then that's it.
Are your neighbors and stuff pretty open?
I get kicked out of fucking everywhere I live, man. Everywhere I live. I've never gotten my security deposit back ever. Even when I was living in crack houses and shit where you didn't need a security deposit or anything like that, man, I would be like fucking, getting kicked out of that.
Yeah. That's the one thing about choosing musicians, like choosing to be a musician, is where do you practice?
Depends where you live, man. Right?
I'm lucky. I got a music studio next to me, about 5 minutes away. And it has like full airlocks on it, and it like just to practice for one person is like $5 an hour.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, but then it adds up. I mean, if you do 2 hours, 3 hours,
And $15.
yeah, and if you do that 8 times a month, you're talking like
That's some money.
Yeah, it adds up. So it's incremental. So it's yeah.
And it's hardest for drummers and singers, man. Because like guitar playing, you can do that at your house, right?
Electric guitar players, you can just plug into your headphones.
Yeah.
And then you can practice scales. You put yourself in a quiet area of your apartment. No one's gonna hear it.
No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, that's gonna die in the mist.
What I do here is I'm in Futako Tamagawa right now. I'm not saying that right.
Yeah, you are. That's good pronunciation.
Sweet. So like that's where I'm at right now, and I got a park. It's like this huge fucking park that's by my house, and I just walk into that with a little Vox headphone amp with my guitar, and then I go and start singing and playing the songs and rehearsing the sets and stuff. Thankfully, not thankfully, I'd rather, but thankfully I'm playing pretty short sets here. They're only like 35 to 45 minutes.
That makes sense.
You don't really need a lot of wind. You don't need a lot of fucking stamina to play a 45-minute set.
No.
Like you're in and out. Like you're warmed up halfway through a 45-minute set. You kill it and then you get out. But
How long are the sets in Vancouver?
45 to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
If you're doing, depending what you're doing. Southern states, you're looking at 3 hours. That's brutal.
Like Texas?
Yeah. Like Muscle Shoals, Alabama. That's where I'm heading in the spring.
Cool.
Good old boys.
Yeah, the South sounds dope as fuck. It's South of the American South in music. They still like. I was looking at some old school Leonard Skinner videos,
Oh, yeah, that.
like the 70s,
Yeah.
like that smell. played
Yeah,
live,
man.
and there's just like everyone's so chilled out.
Woo!
Everyone's like, all the guys are shirtless. They're looking good. They're walking around in jeans and they're just chilling in the sun, listening to Skinner. And I'm like, man, that looks like a good time.
Oh yeah, beers all over the place,
Yeah.
man. Right? That's the way. People care about music there still. It's interesting. It's like everywhere there seems to be a lot of poor people or a lot of people who aren't so caught up in trying to be smart.
Yeah.
It seems that rock and wrestling, professional wrestling, seems to be like awesome and still revered as a good thing.
They love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to fix a drink. I'm going to get some cocktails.
No worries.
So please explain, why do you think rock and wrestling are popular with the poor?
It's just something that's always been, man. We're just killing some dead air right here. But rock and wrestling, that kind of goes hand in hand for me. I don't know why. Well, think about it, right? Like every WWE entrance, aside from like the hip hop ones, very few hip hop ones, and very few theatrical intros like the Undertaker's, right? Everyone's got this hard rock, high adrenaline rock sound, right?
Yeah.
Like the Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? Coming up.
Very epic.
Yeah, and everyone, like for lack of better terminology, the trailer trash fucking love it, man. And it seems to me, right, that the more trailer trash you are, which is not a bad thing, right? Like trailer trash is just it's a term.
They know they're trailer trash.
Yeah, it's not a
They
bad
don't
thing.
care.
I'm pretty much trailer trash. I just don't have a fucking trailer. I'm just trash.
Just trash.
Yeah.
Just a bag of trash.
Just a walking bag of hairy trash, man. But it seems that those people love that kind of shit,
Yeah.
and they've kind of always, since the existence of those two things, they just love those things, right? Like wrestling and rock music and all that. Like Skinnerd, for example. Skinnerd would have been a great wrestling tag team or like whatever faction, right? Wrestling faction, right? Like big dudes, again, you could hit Ronnie Van Zant in the back of the head with a 2x4. He'll kick your ass at the end of that, man.
Yeah.
Is one of those kind of guys.
And then buy you a beer.
And buy you a beer. Yeah. So it just seems that those two things kind of just go hand in hand with each other.
Yeah, and they last a lot longer. I'm realizing that a lot of the kind of people that are very very active to change things, the change doesn't last a long time.
Yeah.
And so, like with those kind of noise bands, they think that they're these creative ones that are going to disrupt the industry.
Yeah.
But they have like this kind of righteousness in their way of thinking, or they look down on other people. But
yeah, it's pretentious.
It's very but that art doesn't last.
No.
But like this wrestling Skinner thing where it looks like a bunch of stupid stuff, but it's actually much harder to pull off and have an image behind it.
And it is.
That's way harder.
It relates to the common man. Dude. Yeah. It's so like.
And these
look, man, this is what it is, right? It's,
which is considered to be stupid.
Yeah.
Appealing to the modern man. Hey, drive a truck, you fucking retard.
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm going to be the artist. I'm going to tell you. Oh, yeah. It's a really strange, and it was very popular where I was from. Looking down on that type of artists, looking down on working class people.
As being British Columbia.
Simplistic and tuned out. Where it's just like, those guys are getting in boats and catching fish. You're just playing with guitar pedals in your mom's basement. Like, it's a very strange dynamic, and it takes a lot of time to get out of that if you're in that way of thinking.
Oh, I bet, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole hipster vibe. Like you can't say certain things no more even over
I
there,
was
right? Those
watching-
same kind of people, right?
I was watching some Woodstock footage today from 1998 or 99. Limp Bizkit looks like a bunch of Nazis by today's standards.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Like except for the guitarist who looks always very scary. But
Wes Borland, man.
Wes Borland. He's a really smart guy. Great guitarist, eh?
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit, the band, is it's like the best worst band. Limp Bizkit. I hate Fred Durst so much, but the band, they know how to play it. But they're all like these white dudes with shaved heads that wear like.
It is the best worst band, right? It's a guilty pleasure to be like fucking like grab a chainsaw, what for skinning your ass, bro? What are you?
And he's like the total white G.
Oh yeah.
Like the epitome of the white G.
Oh yeah.
What's up? I want your hands in the air. He's always doing that. When I say drop, you jump. Now drop. You know, and it's so funny. But
like rolling, right? Like all that shit.
the music's really good though.
Yeah, man.
But those guys at Woodstock, there was
Yeah.
like 300,000 people at Woodstock. They're all jumping and having a great time.
Yeah.
But if those guys tried to have that image today, they would be shot by some sort of Antifa
Well,
group.
they just be bitched at. That's
yeah,
all
they would
be,
get
man.
they would get run out of town.
Yeah, yeah,
So even in just that's Woodstock.
yeah,
Woodstock
yeah.
it was, by today's standards, Woodstock would be too extreme. 1999
Yeah,
is too extreme for today's standards. This
very
is a
much so.
really strange thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting back to wrestling.
Oh, yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
it's the same thing now. You can't show blood. You can't be quote unquote sexist by having a ring girl come in her bikini and escort you to the ring. You can't do any of that shit anymore, man.
And they just replace it with fat people in bikinis.
Yeah, I don't know why
It's
they
really
do
strange.
that.
You can't have sexy women in bikini. We're gonna have fat people in bikinis.
Well, look at I haven't seen this movie yet, but Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Right? Did you see it?
No.
Yeah, I'm afraid of it, man. I don't know about that, right? It's they're doing all sorts of
You know
these things
the
now,
actor is a Jew, right? Is that why you haven't seen it?
No, Jews are cool. Mel Brooks and Jerry Seinfeld, I'm down, right?
I'm down.
Dee Snider, he's a Jew. He's cool.
Yeah.
Jews are fine.
You know,
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna go like Sieg
but
Heil, go
it's
kill
a,
all the.
It's a Jew killing white people.
It's a Jew killing white
A
people.
Jew woman killing white men.
That's not so kosher.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you're kind of Asian, so you don't really care.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're just like, we're not even movies.
Well, story of my actual heritage. I'm Chinese Portuguese, and it can be traced back to hookers and pirates. What happened was there were a bunch of Portuguese pirates around that area, and they fucking took a boat all the way to Macau, and they bought a whole bunch of hookers and put them on the boat, and they sailed around, and they fucked them, and they made pirate hooker babies with these hookers. And those pirate hooker babies grew up and they had sex with each other and made more pirate hooker babies and so on and so on. And they settled in Macau eventually. And years and years and generations later, popped out my grandparents on both sides of my family.
In Macau?
Yep. And then the Japanese came over, like, well, with the World War II thing, right?
Yeah,
And
that
then,
thing.
And then the grandparents ran away to Canada, and they had my mom and my dad in Canada. And then my mom and my dad somehow met up with each other in university and made me.
Your mom and your dad are both Portuguese Chinese descendants of pirates?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
That's like a ethnic substrate,
yeah.
you know, where you have like these, like, Japan is so Japanese, and
Definitely.
like Norway is so Norway.
Yeah.
But then there's like these other kind of traveling gene pools
Yeah,
that like act as like a substrate based on
Yeah,
know
it's kinda
technology
fucked
and
up, man.
shipping. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're neither here nor there.
No.
But Canada's also like kind of an invented area for that.
Oh, it's just a whole bunch of everyone fucking each other and making babies with each other, man. It's
Yeah.
all, and we are all human beings at the end of it, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I like to say I'm Blackanese. I'm half black. It's from the waist down.
That's the good part.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You don't lose your job.
No, not at all.
Yeah. You don't
Can fish with my dick.
fish. Dick Fisher. Yeah. The Dick Fisherman. So you said that you were in Vietnam.
Yeah, I've done 2 tours in Vietnam.
So why Vietnam? And I guess you went back because it was good. So
It was rad, dude. It's the best place to gig.
one of the things that I like doing about this podcast is like musicians that come through town, like I can ask them like, what is the scene like over there?
Yeah, man.
And so it's just like curiosity because it's hard to be like Vietnam underground music scene.com.
Okay, picture this, okay? Your rent costs $250 a month, right?
Yeah.
You're on a beach. It's warm all the fucking time. Okay?
Yeah.
Food costs $1.
Yeah.
You're living off of $2 a day, pretty much.
Okay.
Right? So that's $60, $250 for the fucking rent. You're at $310, okay? $310 a month to live well. Right? Like eating crab and lobster and shit. Living really well. There's easily 2 to 1 women. So for every dude, there's 2 women. They're gorgeous.
But they are.
It's pretty easy too.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. They either love you or they just want you to take care of them. I don't care either way, personally. And the gigs, you don't do any promotion. I did not do any fucking promotion. I put up a Facebook post or something like that, right?
Yep.
First gig I played there was last January. December 31st. New Year's Eve.
Oh, nice. New Year's Eve gig.
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Cool.
Packed. Every Saturday night, it's packed. Every Friday night, it's packed. In every fucking rock club that you can play there.
What are the rock clubs like? What's the equipment like?
It fluctuates. Sometimes you're playing like little combo amps, and the monitors are not great, but the crowd is there. And
That's the most important
Yeah,
thing.
the crowd is there, and they're into it, and you get paid.
It's the exact opposite of Japan,
Yeah.
where
Where in Japan you get amazing equipment, and there's like 20 motherfuckers out to see your ass, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's,
exactly.
that's how it fucking is.
You got paid bar staff. You got paid sound people. You got
Here, dude.
drum engineers.
Yeah, and like, here's
20
the thing,
people
man.
come, and like the dope ass lighting,
Oh yeah,
totally sounds proofed.
Yeah, you got your
everything.
own backstage and all this other shit, right? You got a little CD or a DVD at the end of the night of you playing and
Sure,
stuff.
and there's good video quality. They got videographers
Yeah,
there.
straight from the board, man.
Yeah.
Right? It's fucking great shit. But that's just how it is, and then you don't get paid jack.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I would way rather take shitty equipment, tons of people,
Yeah, man,
over great equipment and few people.
definitely.
Because that's the way it should be.
This was a learning experience for me, for sure. We did a buttload of shows over this way. Rapid fire, like back to back, pretty much on the thing.
It's the way to do it in Japan.
Yeah,
Because it's so expensive.
it's so expensive, man, and there's very little actual teamwork.
Huh. Yeah.
It's more like on your ass to do everything as the guy who's putting the band together to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Financially and planning.
Yeah.
They're not, you're like, your boys aren't your boys here.
No,
They're not your bros.
not at all.
They don't give a shit about you.
They
They
don't.
they want to they want your money and all this other stuff. It's really interesting, man. Whereas in poorer countries, it's very family, man. It's like fucking, okay, you do this. You book the show, great. I'll do some promotion here. I'll help book another show. I'll help do this. I'll help put a music video together. I'll talk to this guy who I know and talk to this guy who I know to help pull off this video. I did that video for Texas Tornado that's on our YouTube, which is, I think, our best video.
Is that the one with the girls?
Yeah.
Is that done in Vietnam?
Yeah, man.
With those Vietnamese girls?
Yeah.
They were pretty smoking.
They're pretty smoking.
Yeah. I was like, where'd you get... Because they have tattoos and stuff.
Yeah,
And
they're tattoo girls.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask you, like, Well, I thought I was like, your band, all Asian rockers, then you got all these Asian rocker chicks in your video, and I'm like, I gave the impression that in Vancouver there's this big Asian rock scene.
Not at all, man.
I was like, things can change in 11 years.
Yeah, I guess so, right? That's but yeah, I did that all in Vietnam. I did that on a budget of $500, man.
That's good.
That whole fucking thing.
It's got about 50,000 views on YouTube.
We're at 60.5 or something now.
Okay. When did you post it?
Last month.
That's good for music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rolling up there.
That's good.
I want to sink some money into the marketing for that and hopefully get to $1 million on that fucking thing.
How do you market it then? What do you mean by sinking money into marketing?
You can actually, aside from buying views, which is the bitch way out, you don't want to do that.
It's kind of douchey.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Especially when it's like you get like 1 million views and there's like 8 likes and 5 dislikes.
Yeah.
It's obviously you're up to some shenanigans.
Yeah. What you got to do is you go to a marketing firm and you get them to actually like post it onto things that people look at, like their what do you call it, Twitter, and like other than Facebook, right?
Yeah.
You want things outside of Facebook because you can handle the Facebook part of it, posting in groups and all that other stuff.
It sticks around on Facebook if you post to your page.
Yeah.
But Twitter is like throwing a bunch of rocks into a raging river.
Yeah, man. Right, but there's a whole bunch of those though. There's way too many social media outlets for one dude to be like, here's all my shit. Right?
I agree.
You need someone who's going to sit there all day and show it to people who have a platform to be able to broadcast that out to people. We used to have Much Music and MTV.
Yeah.
We don't really have that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And that was a way to find new music. I've mentioned this statistic before, but in a poll, 82% of people said that they used YouTube to listen to music.
Of course.
But less than 20 or maybe even less than 15 said they use YouTube to find new music.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to find new music on YouTube.
Dude, remember when Nickelback was cool?
Yeah.
And on fucking Much Music, right?
Yeah.
Like that How You Remind Me video?
Yeah.
That got played like every 5 hours.
Minutes, yeah.
Like that game on.
I had Nickelback's first album before they were signed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was cool back then,
The
right?
first album actually
yeah.
had some decent, like, fast rock tunes.
Sick. I remember the one before
Don't
Silver
kill
Side
me
Up.
for saying that.
No, it's cool. Don't worry. But before Silver Side Up and all that stuff,
Yeah.
that was cool. Fucking, what is it? Leader of Men. That was a bomb track.
Yeah.
That was sick. Right?
Yeah.
I'd be like, that was that was saying something. That was good shit.
I know a lot of guitar guys that like Nickelback because it's like, dude, they know how to rock, they're famous, and they tour. I would love to be a Nickelback. It's like,
Yeah.
That's a good point, man.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
is.
good point.
Yeah. You get to play fucking big ass shows and stuff. You get paid a couple million fucking dollars a year. Why the
Shit,
fuck not, right?
Dude.
At the same time, though, if like Katy Perry came to you and was like, "Yo, I want you to be my guitar player for the next 10 years of your life, and you can't release any other music.
No, dude.
You can't play in any other band, but I'll pay you a fuckload of money." Would you do it?
That'd be a tough one. 10 years might be a bit long. I would play the long game. I would long game it. I would say, let's take it from 10 years and let's take it back to 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say it's 5 and the money is decreased. I might go, okay, after this, what can I get? Okay. I'll have 5 years of top level entertainment experience as a drummer. And then I could basically have my pick of the litter after that.
That's pretty good.
And I would get a lot of shit for it. And I'd be like, yeah, Katy Perry drummer. I'm like, oh, it's fucking dosh for playing drums, bro.
Smack the guy in the face with your $100 bills
That's
and
right.
call him a bitch, right?
Yeah,
Like
go
that's-
back to your pedals in your mom's basement,
Yeah,
noise boy.
I'm rich, bitch,
Yeah.
right?
So, but that would be in the position of a drummer where the drummer doesn't matter in that concert. If you go to see Metallica, you want Lars to be there. You don't want somebody sitting in.
No.
Right? So
Even the bass player, it's fucked up now, man. I'm like, fucking, where's Jason Newsted, right?
he's a painter now.
He's like a art painter?
Yeah.
Or painting houses like the guy from Rat?
Yeah, right. Probably both. No, he was saying on this interview I watched today, the Black Album still sells 4,000 to 5,000 copies a week. He's loaded for life.
Yeah, man.
No, he does design painting. Like he had an injury. He took out his arm in a bass accident, so he couldn't play bass. So he started painting. Now he can play bass again. So he's doing both.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah.
And I wasn't around for the Burton years, man. Like
No,
Cliff Burton and all that
I was
shit.
watching some Burton videos today too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was a cool cat. He was like had that big thick mane of hair.
Yeah, he was rad.
And he was just shaking it all the time playing. But I was watching some Metallica videos from 1985. They're not that tight.
No, they're awesome though.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's like this huge emphasis on having to be totally perfect, but having like no soul, no release.
They were all pretty drunk too at the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
They were drunk skunks.
Yeah, they were pretty fucking drunk.
Yeah.
I've done a couple drunk shows too and had that videotaped, and after you watch that, you're like, I shouldn't play drunk.
No, you shouldn't. I might have a cocktail or a beer to take the edge off, but don't go on after 2 or 3. No, it's not a good idea.
No. As a singer, you shouldn't have any because it'll dry out your fucking throat. And it's really weird because like when you're like 13 years old and super impressionable and you're trying to mimic all your fucking guitar heroes or singers, right? You see them all with a bottle of fucking Jim Beam, right? Or Jack Daniels, right? You hear about all these like cocaine nightmares where he's snorting ants like Ozzy.
Yeah.
Ozzy snorted ants, man. Right.
Johnny Cash came through the wall with a chainsaw once.
Well, that's cool though, right?
I
Come
know,
on,
I
right?
know.
Who wouldn't do that, right? What was he doing?
I don't know. He was a big pill guy. So he was like,
Where are my pills?
like his band was in the other hotel room, and he just chopped through the wall with a chainsaw apparently to get.
Where the fuck did he get that? Did he
I
just like go
don't-
buy one?
Probably it's Johnny Cash.
Just travels with it, has it in his bus.
He's the ultimate legend.
Yeah, I guess so. I love the James Brown one where they he gets all pissed off that someone used his private bathroom. So he takes the shotgun out and fucking scares the shit out of the guy. And then the guy calls the cops and they chase him a couple of states down the fucking line.
James Brown?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Did you hear about that one?
No, I had no idea.
You don't use the Godfather of Soul's fucking bathroom, man.
I guess not.
No. Those are good rock star stories. And having like Led Zeppelin fucking the chick with the monkfish. That was cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't do any of that shit anymore, right?
There's
You
too
can't.
many people. There's too many phones. There's too many
yeah.
cameras out.
Definitely.
Yeah, we gotta. That's why I'm trying to rethink a little bit how to do music a little bit here.
And then it's just make really good tunes and just try really hard not to be an asshole or do anything too fucking crazy.
Is there a lot of label interest? Oh wait, anything else about Vietnam?
Oh, there's tons of stuff. Like, bro, Vietnam's great. The think about it this way, right? Like everyone in the westernized world, Japan is westernized. Don't be lied to at all, everybody. Japan is very, very westernized.
They took it. They took westernized to the next level.
Oh yeah, it's
more west than west.
yeah, it's like super west.
They got temples and culture and habits and language and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's westernized.
Oh yeah,
as fuck.
to the extreme.
Yeah.
But in the westernized world, the bartender or anyone working at the club is making more money than your ass that night.
Yeah.
When you're playing and performing there.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Vietnam, you're making 5 to 10 times more than anyone at the bar. Given it's a third world country and they don't make that much cash. But if your band's making $200-300 that night
In Vietnam.
yeah, divided up by fucking 3 dudes, that's 2 million dong.
Hey.
I know, dong. That's 2 million fucking dong, man. That you have each right there.
And your dollar stretch, the dong goes a long way. For the bottom black man.
You're the big and low, dude. You should fucking know, right?
Hey, I've never been to Vietnam, but
I highly recommend it if you want to go and tour.
I hear that the people are cool. It's still got like traditional culture, and
to a degree, it's just hasn't been feminized or westernized that much. In terms of the nightlife. There's, like you can still, it's still funny to make fun of your buddy for wearing a pink shirt because pink is gay.
Yeah, it's pretty gay.
Yeah, it's still funny to say that and stuff, right? It's still okay to make those kind of jokes and stuff. And you and I, we were raised in the fucking 90s, right? When it was okay to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was still funny.
Like, I don't mean you're sucking on penises.
No.
Like, you can understand that that's not what I mean.
No, and even if he was sucking on penises and your buddy was doing that and he enjoys that, that's like, he's still your buddy, but that's funny.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't call your gay friend gay for wearing you'd call him gay for wearing a pink shirt because it's a pink shirt.
Yeah.
Not because he's gay.
Yeah. That's how it is.
Right.
Yeah.
There would be no reason to point at my gay friend and say that shirt's gay because he's gay.
Yeah, he's already gay.
He's already gay.
Yeah.
So obviously these are two different things.
Yeah.
I've heard that we grew up with the word being gay as in faggotron, right? that was a thing. But we also grew up with the word gay meaning, that Christian gaiety. It exists as a cultural substrate. I like the word substrate.
Yeah.
And so there's this idea that when we say gay, we don't actually mean homosexual. We actually mean an ironic form of the word gaiety. Like it's so gay that it becomes ironically so. Yeah. But at the same time, we're calling these people who wear gay people like pink for some reason. So then they get conflated together. Mm-hmm. Whereas in fact, the gay person and the negative word gay as kind of an insult come from different word etymological sources.
Yeah.
So that's the way I justify it. Faggotron, man.
Faggotron.
Faggotron. My favorite Transformer.
The gayest of all Transformers.
Yeah. He's been erased from the history books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Transforms into a butt plug.
Yeah, a butt plug, vibrating butt plug.
Yeah, that's his thing. Leonard Nimoy does his voice.
Yeah.
It's a good fucking time.
They had candid camera. They had candid camera, which had tits. Faggotron is Transformers, where all the Transformers are trans people.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's another word now that we got to use. Remember she-male? That was a funny word.
She-male. Chicks with dicks.
Yeah, chicks. It's a man with tits. Tip 2, man. There are no chicks with dicks, only men with tits, right? Dude, like that whole thing is like, all right, like, you know what? Like every human being has a right to live and be happy. And they have the right to do whatever makes them happy as long as it's not hurting anybody else or being a detriment to society.
Right.
That's you can do, or in my opinion, you can do or say whatever the heck you want, right? But a lot of it now, with the whole, to be politically correct, like I rarely am, the whole trans movement, that seems like a little much to me now.
It's fake.
It's very in your face now.
There's 0.3% of the population, if that. And not all of them are political.
No, most of them aren't.
So you have like this... It's this weird thing where it's like, okay, gay rights are finished. What can we do next?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
not okay, we've finished the mission. Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
It's like, now we need to go to the next thing even more.
Level up.
Yeah.
Level up the gay.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
it's going to become like the subatomic level. Like,
yeah.
Like these subatomic atoms are not necessarily your Y chromosomes. It's like, well, I don't know,
and
man.
Suddenly, being a real dude, that's become something that's now like worse and worse and worse to be.
Yeah, you got to wear like a beige sweater and have like an ironic mustache.
Like a Tom Selleck, right?
Yeah. No, that's too masculine. It has to be It has to be like a pencil thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with the mustaches these days.
That's whatever they do, right? Whatever's in vogue now. But like to me, it's like if you're gonna do that, right? You want to be the guy from MASH, okay, that's cool. Whatever.
Oh, Kramer.
Right? Yeah, you want to be a John Cleese skit. By all means, go ahead and do that,
Sure.
right? If you
He
truly,
was a Jew too, by the way.
Jews are cool. Whatever.
I
man.
know.
Jews are cool.
Just saying. You bring up Wonder Woman.
Mazel tov, bro. Mazel tov. It's
bring
cool.
up Kramer.
Yeah.
His name was Kramer, right?
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he was like the
The
catch
dude in the
22.
dress, right?
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, you want to do that. That's cool, right? You really think that you're a woman. Okay, that's cool. Some would say it's mental illness, but it's whatever. I personally don't give a shit. Whatever. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't even go
But-
as far to label it as like some people say mental illness, gender dysphoria and stuff like that might be
Yeah.
some of the cases, but
That's a little extreme too, though, man.
it's a bit rude in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's a little over the line. But if you're gonna be in push it and get in everyone's face about this, and being overly righteous with how you do think that you are the opposite sex, that's where I personally draw the line. What is said now?
Klinger, Maxwell Q. Klinger.
There
Yeah,
you go. That's his
okay.
fucking name. But like where we should draw the line, right, is now a lot of them are saying not only do you have to respect Peter for thinking that he's a woman, or knowing that he's a woman inside, you have to respect Peter now. And you have to see Peter as a hero for standing up and saying that he is the opposite sex. So my rebuttal to that is, okay, so Peter believes that he's a woman. Yes. And you're telling me that I have to respect Peter because he thinks he's a woman, because he believes he's a woman. Yes. Okay. So I believe I am the king of Canada. And you have to respect me because I believe that I am the king of Canada.
You don't get it, dude.
Yeah, exactly, right? Do you see how silly that sounds?
You're just trying to be a jerk.
No, exactly.
That's
right?
like that. But this is the strange thing about the logic from those people about the trans thing that
Yeah.
you're saying. You turn the logic on them, and they say, "Man, that's not right. That's not what I mean." It's like, but that's the logic you're using.
Yeah.
So now, but you're you're a phobe. You're a
yeah.
transphobe.
Now I'm a bigot, actually.
You're a bigot.
And I'm uneducated. That's what they say.
Because you're criticizing somebody's logical process that you've never heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already been decided that this is a logical process. Really?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem logical to me. That's because you're phobic. That's because you have uncharacterized bias coursing through your veins.
No, I'm an evil person for asking you a question.
We were anticipating this rebuttal of yours, so we're going to send you to a training camp.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing that at Google now, you know.
Really?
Yeah, they have, what is it, unconscious bias training. All new entry-level people.
Are you forced to go to this by law?
If you want to work at Google, they spent $150 million on a diversity training program.
$50 million.
$150 million.
$150
And
million.
it's gone up to $252 million.
And there's people still starving, huh?
Well,
There's still unclean water that people are drinking.
I know.
There's still fucking all these diseases and things. There's still roads unfinished, even if you want to get to that level. And your stupid motherfucking ass is spending $250 million fucking dollars to make people stop saying she-male.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Really? Okay. Well, all right. I understand. All right. That's okay. All right. So that's
It blows my mind.
blows my mind.
It's-
Any
this-
of those
this-
activists,
This
man.
doesn't happen in Japan, though, by the way.
That's cool.
This is not in Japan
Yeah.
at all.
Awesome.
I don't have to live with this.
That's pretty cool.
So I have to research it for my job and stuff like that. I work in tech, actually.
Cool.
But so what? All of these things that we're saying today, because it's weird that I know this much about it, considering it doesn't exist near me, but it comes to me through media.
Oh,
which
it's shoved in your face, man. Of course you know about it.
You have to live with this in Canada? Is it like this is the main thing these days in Canada?
It's not the main thing.
It's not
but
going
it
out having a
is,
rockin' time and having a few beers and enjoying your life because you worked all day.
No.
You got to be some sort of political activist, and everyone has to be shoving their same political. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, you have to agree to it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But you disagree. How do you deal with this then?
like for me, like Facebook is an outlet of comedy and a platform to promote my band to people who already know about my band. So it's kind of a waste of time. But right? And other than that, I don't watch television. I don't read the newspaper. I try not to speak with people who have been brainwashed by these outlets of media. When I do, I try to speak like I did with the "I'm the King of Canada, you should respect me" for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it results with pissing those people off. So that's why I try to distance myself from that.
Yeah.
I don't bother concerning myself with those things, or most political problems, like the whole Donald Trump thing.
Yeah.
I actually watched the debate on that because I thought that was hilarious.
It was hilarious. I agree.
That was honestly like watching a wrestling pay-per-view for me.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking, okay, this chick versus this guy. Okay, how did it come to this?
It's insane.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And he won, which is even more insane.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
I think it's hilarious, man.
I'm loving it.
We as Canadians who are nowhere near North America, it's like driving by watching a car crash, right?
I don't know. It's
like, whoa, cool.
yeah.
Right,
Real
like-
cool.
Yeah, that's but I try to stay away from all that.
How
as much
did
as
you
possible.
manage to stay away? Because from what I can see, like, even my mom used to message me, like, they're taking away our reproductive rights, like after the election and stuff. So it seems like there's this mass hysteria occurring. How did you identify it, and how did you stay away from it and avoid being infected with the artificial intelligence?
And drugs and alcohol and loving myself way more than everything else. That honestly,
It turned into a kind of shield.
yeah, it's like just drugs and alcohol, right? Because like you do enough of that and love yourself, you only fucking really pay attention to what you really like
Wow.
when you're in that state, right? Somewhat narcissistic, some may say, but for the most part, it's just block out what you don't like. I'm okay.
All right.
Yeah. One bourbon's good for me, bro.
All right.
Yeah. It's like what, like 5? So
6.
cool.
You lived through one of the major earthquakes ever recorded in history, and work in tech in Japan. Your tolerance increases.
Sick.
Yeah.
You lived through that earthquake.
Yeah. I was
When
here.
was that?
That was like the March 11th, 2011, I believe.
Was it brutal?
Yeah, it was just really scary because like,
Were you aware of it? Or were you just like, when it was happening?
well, yeah, I was at the gym when it happened. I used to go to the gym. I don't anymore.
That's a dangerous spot.
It was dangerous. I was doing some like kind of sit-up stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy next to me was using some weights to do some kind of
Fuck
sit-up
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
But suddenly the floor started shaking, and I thought it was him. Like he was working out so hard.
He's just the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, like the floor started shaking. I was like, nah, it's an earthquake. So the sports club gets us to gather around like the safety zone.
Yeah.
And like, I was almost falling over because of the undulations.
Not good.
Not good at all. So like the first one stopped. I'm like, okay, that was the biggest earthquake. Lasted for minutes. And people I know that were like working in buildings at the time, like the buildings were like moving back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
One person I know said, I didn't know if it was my building that was moving or if it was their building that was moving, or both. Another person said, we were coming in within inches of each other from buildings smashing together.
How did it feel? Was it like...
Oh, it was scary.
Oh.
And I just went back home to the Yogi Kubo studio here and rode it out. And yeah, then the nuclear power plant exploded. I got out of town for a few days.
That's cool, though.
I came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came back with a bigger bottle of whiskey and a lot more tolerance.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Found a job in tech.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Play folk music. I mentioned some things about like Jews. I play Jewish music. I'm in a Jewish band.
You're in a Jewish band.
I play klezmer music.
Do they sing in Hebrew?
Sometimes, but none of us are Jewish.
That's cool.
but we play Jewish
You're
music.
circumcised? That's halfway there.
I'm not circumcised.
There you go.
I got a big old foreskin.
The windy sock, me too.
Yes. Yeah, makes you come faster
Does it?
because you have all the nerve endings.
Awesome.
That's why if you're a male who's circumcised, your the strength of the feeling of your orgasm is 1/10 of what it is to be uncircumcised.
It's a 10th.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's
somebody
cool.
with a circumcised dick, they can last a bit longer in the sack apparently, but they only get 1/10 of the orgasm.
Yeah, fuck him then. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, let's take a break.
Cool. I'm gonna have a smoke.
Yeah.
You seen the movie Desperado?
Yeah, man.
Antonio Banderas, right?
Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, it was fucking great. Didn't like the remakes. Well, not the remake, but the sequels.
Oh, the first one, right?
Yeah, with that guy, fucking, what's his, the
Daniel
well,
Trujillo.
no, the fruity singer. What's his fucking Enrique Iglesias?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what is he doing here, right? Like, this is actually a nice guitar.
I wanted a smaller neck just because it's easier to play live and it's lighter.
Yeah, it's pretty light. It's a nice neck. You can do fast shit on it. I don't have a pick, but like. Beautiful guitar, man.
Thank you. Well, I know that you want to plug the band. What do you feel about Japan after this tour? Like, what have you learned, and what would you, if you're going to give some advice to other people coming to Japan for the first time? What are some of the do's and don'ts
In the music scene or just overall?
in the music scene overall, budgeting, things like that?
Okay, it's expensive. Be prepared for that. Have someone else book the shows for you. April from InterIdoru is my booker over here,
She's also co-producer of the podcast today.
and she is co-producer of the podcast today. All hail April.
Yay!
She did a good job. I recommend her if you need a bunch of shows booked. Be prepared. If you're a full band coming over here, it's going to cost a lot to just do it. If you're a solo artist and you're just playing by yourself, that would probably be easiest. If you do what I do, which is hire a different session band, a different bass player and drummer everywhere you go, it's expensive here because there's not a lot of people who are willing to Three Musketeers it all for one for all with you.
It's transactional.
Yeah, it's very transactional. It's like dating a hooker. Hard to do. Very hard to do. You're not going to make money at the shows because the expenses to do those shows and get them put on properly are going to outweigh whatever you make. Honestly, it's not an incredibly positive situation financially if you come over here. Be prepared for that. Now, given saying that, the promotional aspect of coming here is great because you get high quality equipment. They record the shows for you if you pay them $10-20. And you have good promotional footage for whatever other tours that you do or whatever you're plugging.
And most of the time, like when people take a video on like with like Periscope, it sounds like dog shit.
Yeah.
Here you actually got good cameras, you
Yeah.
got good decent audio. You can use that
Yeah.
for promotion.
Yeah. Be prepared though. The audiences, now given saying that, the audience that you're going to play to, even if you're with a pretty decent band, like we got on TV in Yokohama
Nice.
and there's 50 people in the room.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And in Vietnam, I came off of doing 300 to 600 fucking people in a room, which is, twice the size of the venues we're playing, right? But, 6 to 12 times the amount of fucking people that you're going to play to.
I just interviewed a band called Altered Sky, and they were in the Philippines, and they said like 600 people, and they had to get armed security.
Yeah.
Come to Japan, 15 people.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. It's ridiculous, right?
What's that feel like? To be like, I'm going to go to Japan where everyone loves music and then nobody comes. I'm going to go to Vietnam where I don't know dog shit. And
There's a shitload of people. It's
shit.
ridiculous.
What do you think about that?
Dude, it's exactly like fucking, like when you have a really hot girlfriend and then like you break up and then you go on like the ugly chick sprawl and fuck a whole bunch of ugly chicks after, right? And you're like, it's okay. It's getting the job done, right? Like I'm at least having sex. I'm at least playing shows, right? It's the same fucking thing. It's a bit of a neuter. I got to be real with you. It's a bit of a neuter. In terms of the people here, they're very nice, gentle people.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna get in any fist fights. No one's going to try to rip you off or jack your
no
cash.
scams. You can leave your guitars around and you don't have to worry about people ripping you off.
Exactly. Like it's pretty it's very safe. If you think that you're going to come here and see some like beautiful samurai-esque settings, you're way off.
We were outside having a smoke, and you said this whole country looks like the set of an Ultraman action scene.
It does. And beyond that, this whole country, and we touched on the westernization of it, the over-westernization, the uber-westernization of it. Yeah. It's a giant mall, though. Everywhere I've been. Here in Nagoya, we got fucked out of our Osaka gigs, but I'm positive it's the same there, too. And everyone I've talked to, it's essentially a giant mall. You go to a subway station to go to another subway station. That's a mall. Going to another mall, you get outside the subway station. You walk around. That's now an outside mall.
Yeah.
You go to Shinjuku. You go to these touristy hot spots, right? Harajuku, right? Around all these fucking things. It's just a fucking mall,
It's just a mall.
Buy this, buy that. It's very based off of consumerism.
Consumerism is big here. Like in one way, I hear you. In another way, I can easily get a nice guitar and guitar strings and like have a studio near my house that has like a full drum set. That's
the
maintained.
convenience factor is through the roof.
Yeah.
Like you can get coffee through a vending machine at 5 a.m. if you need to, man.
Yeah.
It's
and it works and it gives you your change.
Yeah, there's massage parlors all over the fucking place too. You need something, right? You need to get jerked off and massaged. You got it. Boom, done. I have to walk maybe 10 minutes and find one, right? Like I don't even know where the fuck I am right now. You point me in one direction, I'll find it. It's not that hard to find. And porn is through the roof over here.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere. There's sex stores that are 7 stories of fucking porn and various sexual apparatuses and things that you can use, right? Like it's fun. Booze, right? There's booze everywhere. It's just like
you can
America.
buy you can buy a 24 ounce of Jim Beam from the convenience store for $12.
So like, come on, right? You can buy a Twix of Tory's whiskey for fucking $6 at a grocery store.
It's true.
It's not like it's gut rot whiskey, but like it'll get done, right? In terms of back to the music part of it though, if you think that because you've heard that Japan is the second biggest music market in the world that you're gonna make money here, that's that's a
myth.
big misconception.
It's
man.
a myth.
Yeah.
It's a very top-down society, meaning people will listen to it if they're told to listen to it, or if it comes through an approved distribution network.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Even people.
Idol music. I believe that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Like that's essentially your smaller time Britney Spears is what gets picked up here. If you're a rock guy, man, stick to the dirtier countries. Saying that, I would come back here to do another promotional run and hopefully make enough money to break even, but that's the only realistic goal that you should have coming here, unless you're signed to a big Japanese label or American label and they're literally flipping the bill for everything. If you're an independent artist and you want to take the risk, it's the experience itself is worth the risk. To play to anybody and get your music out there to another group of people is worth the financial risk that you take. But know that no one is going to help you if you fuck up that risk. And people who do help you sometimes bail on you. But that goes for anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah, I agree. You can experience good gear. You can experience other players.
Yeah.
The level of professionalism is very high.
Yeah.
But the public enthusiasm, not quite so much.
Dude, like, fucking, if you get this, you've rocked them.
Yeah.
It's like you got a couple of claps here and there, man, and it's like that's a big deal, right? Like
You gotta work. Yeah, it's really hard to impress a Japanese person.
yeah.
Actually, it is. It's so hard. They're not easily impressed because, like you just said, there's all of this stuff around them, anyways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to impress them, you gotta go above and beyond all of those things we just mentioned.
And even if you do impress them, they're still gonna go. Like it's fucked, man.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, fucking great place to live. If you have a solid job here, it's an excellent, safe place to live. You got kids or whatever like that, incredibly safe. This is a great place to do that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like a highly developed Canada, where it's incredibly
Without the
safe.
junkies.
Without the junkies. That's another thing too. If you like drugs, you got to kick that before you get here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had to do that myself, right? Like I was a marijuana fucking addict for 12 years of my fucking life.
What's it like? Because it's risky and hard to get and expensive. So it's like in Vancouver, you get it out of vending machines now, I think.
You can, yeah.
But what's it? How do you feel after this kick?
After I'm sorry. What do you
After
mean, kid?
decreased marijuana usage.
You got to replace it with sex. You have to. If you don't, you're gonna kill somebody, man. Like there's no other way to wean that down. You got to smoke a lot of cigarettes and have sex. There is no other way around that.
All right.
You can't do methadone to kick off a fucking marijuana, right?
No.
It doesn't work that way.
No one's gonna believe you.
No.
I need methadone to quit marijuana. Fuck you.
Exactly,
Fuck
right?
You.
Like, there's nothing you can do
Get
other
laid.
than, or you're gonna, and if you can't do that, you're gonna be jerking off furiously, like fucking every hour on the hour.
Because of all the pretty ladies out there.
That's one great thing about this place. Like they have, like the women are beautiful, man.
Yeah.
They're very respectful and beautiful, but a lot of them really know their worth. So, you know, man, right? If you don't got cash, right, you're not doing that well. A lot of them aren't just going to come home with you.
Yeah,
man.
they're not like the type of hot Thai girls that just wear short jean shorts and tank tops. Like the girls in Japan, like they're layered up with nice brand name clothing.
Yeah, man, right? Like it's
Yeah, they've just put on $500 worth of clothes.
yeah.
If you don't have $500 worth of clothes, fuck you.
Exactly, right? You're kind of boned. Or you got the rich mentality thing going on
Yeah.
here for sure, right?
Yeah.
But it's but you
It's
know,
respectful.
it is beautiful country. Respect the people. The people are gold. It's just that if you're doing music as a living, this is not a good place to do that.
It's a training ground.
It's a great training ground. And again, it's a great promotional platform. Like if you want to fucking showcase what you can do with good sound, and if you can sound tight and CD quality live with the equipment that you have, which is doable. And then you take that recording and you just throw it in the garage band and compress it, and I fucking bring up the low end, bring down the fucking shrieky high end
Yep.
of the thing. You got a pretty good quality CD off of coming up and playing a fucking show. So you got like a pretty much a live session recording in front of some people, and that's some could view that as that's worth the expenses to get over here, right? You do a live tracking CD in Vancouver, that's going to cost you minimum $5,000.
Wow.
Minimum.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the people here know their shit in Japan.
Yeah,
the engineering quality is really high.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
For the live?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's communication. That's hard.
Yeah.
Because communicating with your soundboard. Like I like a long delay with a reverb that trails off. Try to explain it to someone who only speaks Japanese, right? So you need someone who speaks Japanese in the band.
Trails off is the hard one
Yeah.
to translate.
Yeah, because you don't want it to be,
Trail
you don't
off.
want the delay to be as loud.
Off is that trail?
Yeah, exactly right.
Where? What is trail?
Quiet
Yeah. Yeah.
more quiet at the end, right? It's speaking broken English can be seen as insulting, so don't be like like quiet. Me play quiet now, more quiet now. Yes, right. Like that's
If you speak in like basic sentences without idiomatic language,
yeah.
like then you can basically communicate with people. If you try to use things like trail off, that's something that's really easy for you to understand, but try to explain what that even means.
Yeah.
Like you might say extend, and they would probably understand.
Yeah.
Extend and decrease volume.
Yeah.
They'd probably understand, but it's
Hand gestures work really well, right? Like that.
yeah.
That works really well. But food, amazing. The food here is amazing.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go to 7-Eleven, buy a pack of gyoza, it kicks the crap out of any Canadian gyoza you're gonna fucking get.
It's true.
Yeah, like that's good shit. So if you live a clean life, and you're working a normal job, or you're signed to a big record label and you're living the dream doing that, right? Then yeah, it's optimal to fucking live here. But if you're a dirty motherfucker like me and you don't have any of those things, then I don't recommend you do this right off the bat, unless you really want to come to Japan. Like I haven't a brother band of mine from Vancouver called Uncle Sid came through and did 7 shows, I believe, through here. And they had, their attendance was what it was, and they made what they made. And I hope they had a great time doing it. But it's hard. And that's the only other band I know from Vancouver that's gotten out of Vancouver and done shit like that, other than my ass, in the last 5 years, I'd say. I'm sure there's other bands, but I don't know them. Yeah, it's not an easy one, man.
Yeah, it's a real grind. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to say. My opinion is that I think music is in the doldrums. It's kind of in a in between place,
Yeah.
and I think it's coming back. It's beginning to come back. Like you said, you go to these poor fucking places, and people come out by the hundreds.
And they're bomb, man. They're all like fucking yelling and shit. And you get your
Yeah.
drinks paid for. You get fucking it's a different thing, right? You just got to know where to go. Like I've heard, I haven't really played through most of Eastern Europe, but I've been told that's happening. Like some people are genuinely surprised by the amount of money that I'm fucking clearing. They're like, fucking, you're not making $1,000 a night. You should be making $1,000 a night. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And fucking, I know this band. They suck, and they're making $1,000 a night.
What?
Yeah, man.
In Canada?
No, Europe.
In Europe.
Yeah, Eastern Europe specifically.
They have government programs in some European countries that fund musicians in
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, we have some things like that. We have Canadian Arts Council and Factor, but
That's just money for Indians and feminists.
pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. Well said.
It's like hush money.
Yeah.
We'll give you your Indian award. Just shut up about your politics.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's how it goes, man. But yeah, that's the closest thing that we have in Canada, right?
Yeah.
My buddy in the States, Don Walker, he's a well-known session musician outside of Muscle Shoals who's worked with like Skinner and Black and Blue and all these other pretty big bands and shit since the 70s. And I'm doing a project with him, well, the Yeti, I'm doing a project with him over there come this spring. And he tells me, I'm being like, fucking, you're not making $1,000 a night? Like, that shit, right? I told him what I was making in Vietnam, and that was huge for me.
Yeah.
100 to 250 a night. That's huge for me.
Well, your dong goes a long way in Vietnam too, right?
Yeah,
So
fucking, you can live off 250 for fucking most of the month, man.
Yeah.
So that's your rent in one show, and he's like fucking like that's shit. She's making $1,000. That's how it goes. So I haven't been to these places yet, but it's all a road. It's all a traveling thing. It's all a learning process, and I regret nothing that I've done.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. When everyone who's on their deathbed, never says like, I wish I stayed in the office more.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
It's not all about the money. It's shocking, the reality versus the image of it.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to actually talk about that so that there's a general understanding. Like when I get a streaming fee and I go and look at my pay, it's 0.003 cents or something like that. And I go, well, that's not. Thank you, Spotify.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks. So I don't know. I think it's going to change. We just got to keep doing it. And
yeah, that's how it goes. So if you're interested in seeing Yeti or listening to Yeti tunes, you can visit us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/YetiJams, JAMS, Y-E.T.I is how you spell the name. Or you can check it out on our website, www.yetirocks.com. And we're also on Instagram at Yeti Rock Band. I don't have a Twitter because, I thought twitting was something that you do to your girlfriend's pussy.
Ooh.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. Twit, that little twat.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking check our YouTube page out if you want. Just type in Yeti Band and we'll pop up right on that fucking thing. You just type in Yeti, you might get some things from coolers or a picture of the kokanee guy doing his fucking thing. So don't type in that. Type in Yeti Band if you want to just listen to the tunes on YouTube. Newest album's called The Way of Rock, and that is available for free on YouTube, and you can buy it off of our website if you want the high quality WAV files, CD quality. And I'll be sending it over to Matt here, and he does some awesome cool shit. You can check out his fucking new album, The Matty B-Sides, Wild Thumbprints. And it's fucking rad, and it's got English and Japanese and French in it, and there's a trumpet player on her, and she's apparently amazing. So you should check that shit out. Remember to fucking support your local rock scene, because we need you to come out and do that wherever the fuck you are in the world.
Boom.
So it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Thank
I
you.
wish you well
Wish
on
you
all
well.
all of your fucking shit.
I appreciate the open
Yep.
conversation.
It's very open on this. If anyone got offended, suck my yellow dick. That's just how it goes. And everyone else who's a real motherfucker, I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope to hear from you. And Matt hopes to hear from you.
Yeah, the silent majority. Let's speak out.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
アイドホのことは知らないけどアイドホポテトは食べるよみんな食べるからねアイドホ行ったら国立公園で月のクレーター見るんだみんな見てるからねボイジの近くで何か食べに行こうみんな食べるからねみんな食べるからねホーチミンで会った女の子名前はセブンお気に入りの数字は11僕はいい気分セブンイレブンいい気分ジャンビールジャンビールタイのジャンビールちゃんと酔っ払ったよみんな酔っ払おうからねそれであゆたや雪のチケット買って歩き回っても酔っ払ってたよみんな見てたけどねメコン川沿いに立って歴史の長さに感動だみんな気にしないけどねみんな気にしないけどねホーチミンで会った女の子名前はセブンお気に入りの数字は11僕はいい気分セブンイレブンいい気分僕の目をまっすぐ見て南に行こう南に行こう僕の目をまっすぐ見て国境の南に行こう国境の南に行こうみんないないところはいいねビゲローと同じビゲロー晩の宇宙バンガローに一部屋プリーズみんな行きたいでしょプロショの宇宙飛行士とスペースウォーカーパーティーだみんな飲みたいでしょ若持ってて物質で地球を見たら地図で見たのと全然違うよみんなびっくりだよねねみんなびっくり